Pow Wow, yo, yippee, yay, guys. Pow number 32, and I'm super excited to be with you guys today. As always, we'll dive into the community, then talk about Xborg with the finally TG happening next week. We're going to talk about privacy quickly with the video that Alex made, which is amazing. And last but not least, we're going to talk about the markets. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazel, the proud founder and CEO of SwissBorg, always here to serve you. Shout out to Crypto CG, found back to t-shirt. I knew that someone stole it from the office. People want to know about the thematics and what's going to happen with the XBG token. So all tokens will be potentially released, but there's some surprise for those who invest in the thematics and are trying to find out the best plan for you guys to make sure that it's fun, fair, and community-centric. So the answer is surprise. What is happening on the news? Well, essentially, a lot of whale are accumulating, which is really good, and a lot of VCs are investing as well into crypto. So things are going quite well on the institutional side as well. They're picking up with new products. Let's now talk about macro. So for macro, we need obviously to talk about the money part. There you go. Bitcoin dominance is getting really high. We're now at a peak of almost 50%, which is really, I think so a lot has to because it's the beginning of the cycles. And a lot of these cycles, you see that essentially Bitcoin's dominance does grow, which is a good thing, right? You see like a grow here, and then you see the popping happening, right? The other thing that is very interesting to see here, and we talk about this time to time, is the fiat inflow. We have now between USDT and USDC, essentially $150 billion that are going to go into alts or crypto. And I would say probably not into the main ones because I presume a lot of people will be playing the ETFs going forward. Maybe I'm wrong, but I imagine that this will go into altcoins and hopefully a lot into Borg. If you look at the macro picture again, Fed cuts should be happening in the next, 30 plus days. On Polymarket, you're seeing that people think they're going to have a huge amount of cuts. I don't think so. They're going to cut severally. I don't think so at all. I think so they're going to do it gradually. So it's going to be 25. I think so. Wait for the presidential elections and do another 25, maybe 3 months later. Good news is that things are going the direction, I believe. Then who's going to be elected, Kamala or Trump? In both cases, the great thing now is even that Democrats and Kamala's party are pro-crypto. Is this just because it's cool to be pro-crypto, or is she really going to do it? Let's hope, in any case, whoever wins in the U.S. presidential elections, that the U.S. has a big different change and stance on crypto. Most of it is green, especially everything on Solana. SwissBorg should be there, but unfortunately is not a top performer this week. Top performing token is Camino. Camino has shown the world that they are underpriced token. I think so. That's one of the first thing. It really got listed in difficult, tricky situation where the markets were a bit shaky and therefore has lost a lot of its value. It was under 4 cents, it went to 3 cents, and not too close to 2 cents, which was 200 million market cap. And essentially, with a new roadmap with the Camino 2.0, the new season, as well as the third season, they are bringing really cool stuff. There's lending that's going to change. There's new way to earn it as well. And there's a lot of community growth development that I like really much, like with academies and different things. So I think so this is definitely a token to look into, and is for me one of the best DeFi application that we have on Solana. Just let you know that we will be supporting Polygon's transition to its new blockchain with Paul. And hopefully this will enable people to, because Matic was a sidechain of Ethereum and Polygon will have its own thing. We'll have a review on the entire, essentially, Polygon, a universe, an ecosystem, but this will be on another one. XBG, guys. X is the one. I couldn't be more excited than actually inviting Louis, the founder of Xborg, to talk about this. Let's get right into it. Guys, couldn't be more excited than being with the founder of Xborg. Louis, welcome to the Pow Wow. It's not your first time and definitely not your last, but very excited to have you.
Hey, Cyrus. Yeah, thanks so much for having me. Very excited to dig into Xborg, our upcoming token launch. So let's get to it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Walk us through a bit Xborg, its mission, and what you guys are doing.
Yeah, so we're solving a big issue in gaming, and that is the fact that when you play games, the identity that you're building on those games and the data that you generate does not belong to you and is scattered across so many different platforms. Like you have PlayStation, PC, Xbox, and what we enable is to connect all of those credentials and those accounts into one single hub and to own those data, but to also earn value from this data. So what we say is Xborg is building this identity layer that enables you to create this identity. The key thing about Xborg is not just this, but also how we're scaling the network. So far, we've partnered with actually the best esports team in the world, and 10 more teams that are building on top of this network, and that ensures that we are actually receiving adoption from this network. And so we've launched one specific interface with Team Liquid, and that's been so far one of the fastest growing app on top of the Sui network. And so that's Xborg, and we obviously have the XBG token. That's a core component of the Xborg ecosystem, and I'm sure we'll get to it here.
Yeah, I really love the fact that there's two, like I would say almost threefold, right? Where you have this gaming infrastructure, was building an identity that will finally be able to break out the chains of people playing Web 2 and not getting rewarded, and being able to master your data and therefore earn money out of that. The second part, which obviously is the gaming community in the Web3 space, which is really great. And I think so. There's a lot of projects in the gaming world, in the Web3 world, but there's not so much people playing it. And I think so. Really, the Xborg community has really shown the world that you guys have won many tournaments and you're playing all the time, and it's a lot about having a fun time. And last, the connection with the Web2 world, with bringing the best leagues of esports and hopefully being able to build infrastructure for these guys. I think so. It's remarkable. Maybe you could walk us through a bit, the gaming sector within the Web3 space. Recently, we'd have not have the hopes yet of the third cycle. Do you believe that in this fourth cycle, the gaming thematic is gonna go big?
Yeah. So gaming back in 2021, 2022 was the largest sector by investment from VCs. That's multiple billions that went to the industry. Gaming as an industry is an industry that takes time to evolve, because the games do take time to be built. In the first part of this cycle, gaming wasn't the narrative of most traders. I would say AI and memes were definitely the top pick. But just like what we saw in 2021, 2022, gaming came in at back when we had the metaverse hype, and that was the very last part of the cycle. And we believe that as the traders and the investors gain in maturity, they come back to the fundamentals of crypto, and they come back to what actually brings value to crypto. And memes are very speculative. AI hasn't really proven just yet the use cases for crypto and how they fit together. Whereas gaming has a very clear use case, which is that players can own their assets, their data, and be a core component of the value loop within gaming. And we all know how much money circulates in games, so it's just a matter of time before we see true adoption. And we have very promising titles that got released and that see tremendous adoption. So not very worried about gaming in the short and medium term. It will pick up, but it is true that it's since the start of cycle, gaming has performed poorly. But what we say is price leads narrative. So as soon as you have all of those tokens like XBG, Beam, IMX that will outperform the rest, then people will start being bullish again on gaming, and then it's this sort of snowball effect where gaming is going to be the narrative of the cycle.
I really like what you're saying here. Obviously, I mean, the gaming industry is over 300 billion, I think so now, if I'm not mistaken, and the fact that 1 out of 2 people that use the internet plays games, it's going to be the same type of adoption that will happen eventually. But I like as well the second part, which is that as soon as the applications or the protocols that are building essentially this gaming industry in Web3 starts popping, like XBG and other ones, then you'll see the games itself as well get more players, more traction, tokens pumping, and all that is a very circus, a virtuous cycle that will happen. And again, I think so. Last cycle we had DeFi, things went crazy, but it's true that after we had play to earn and the metaverse with Sandbox and other ones and all that. So it's definitely history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Maybe you could walk us through what you guys are most excited about right now with Xborg. Obviously, there's the TG happening, and we're going to talk about that right after. But is there anything else that you're excited about? Tell us out.
Yes, I'd say market is doing its thing. Markets went down recently, but in terms of growth and product, we've actually never scaled as much as we did in the last couple of weeks in terms of adoption. So that adoption of the network is truly what we are excited about, and the esports teams that we're onboarding on our network is growing on a weekly basis, and that's really the thing I am most excited about. From where we started in 2022 with no esports teams to where we are today with like more than 10 esports teams, some of which are the best esports teams in the world, trusting us and building on top of our network, is really posing the way towards a million users, and that's really what we're striving towards, not just for Xborg, but also for the Web3 gaming space and crypto overall. What we saw in the early phases of the Team Liquid app, which Team Liquid being one of the top esports team in the world, what we saw is over 22,000 people being onboarded and getting NFTs for the first time via us and our protocol, and that's really great. So really, excited about the fundamentals and growth here. Obviously, the token we're very excited about as a way to give back value to the community, and sure, the market is doing its thing, but at the end of the day, we believe that people will go back to fundamentals instead of just gambling on memes. And right. We're focusing on just this, focusing on fundamental value of the protocol. And we surely believe that the token performance will follow as such.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. 100% agree on that. And I really like what you guys are building, from the identity to the launch pads and all these. Hopefully, I can't wait for the initial team offerings. That's going to be definitely something new, and I presume a lot of noise is going to come through there.
Yeah, we've actually published our roadmap yesterday, and ITO is a core component of this. It's been at this stage we've talked about the ITO for a super long time. We went through some legal hurdles, and it's going to be a phased launch. But we're very near that, and very excited for this. It's going to be world's first. It's going to be with one of the best esports team in the world. And yeah, it's going to be powered by Xborg, so super stoked for this.
Yeah, if it's Team Liquid or BDS or Ninja Pajamas, it's crazy. Any of these guys, and I'm sure even others, have like communities of 500,000 to 2+ million, right? So it's definitely.
Yeah. We really are dealing with entities that are much bigger than we are, and some are much bigger than I would say some of the Asian teams that we deal with. I would say their fan base is much even bigger than the whole Web3 gaming space today. Like the total fan count is larger than all the players of Web3 gaming combined, and potentially all of the investors in Web3 gaming, and dealing with entities of that size and doing stuff that we do, like tokenizing those teams, tokenizing the data and building applications with them is something that is it takes a lot of work, that's for sure, but it is really exciting.
Couldn't agree more. Maybe let's talk about the XBG token. Obviously, this token has a lot of noise already, and maybe you could walk us through like what are the utilities and and how you see this token,
Yep.
the evolution of it.
Yeah. So the token, we so from the get-go, we went community focused, and that's also something that we've learned from SwissBorg. And what this means is we've always put the community first. Usually in crypto, community comes at the expense of VCs and market makers, where you clearly have VCs that are value extractive and market makers that are value extractive. So we've done things very differently in the sense that we've never raised capital from VCs. We've always raised capital with the community. So far, we've accrued about 9 million in funding in total from the community itself. And the way we're launching a token is also quite special. Is instead of launching it on a centralized exchange with centralized market makers, we are launching it on chain, which we believe is the future of how tokens will launch. And there is no centralized parties that are manipulating the price or having, in fact, any action on the price of the token. And that we believe is very healthy for the community. It's also much more transparent. And so the way we launched the token in itself is very innovative. We also went a bit exotic here, I have to say, but we have no full community unlock. So what that means is all of the investments that we receive from the community are actually 100% unlocked at TGE. And so what this means is the token will have a big inflation, like a big initial circulating supply on day one. But on day two, you'll have no further inflation. So what that means is day one is going to be that big event, but then the days after and the weeks after are going to be very healthy for the token price, the community, because they know there is no team, there is no VCs, there is no other entities that are here to sell on to dump on them.
I love it. It's the opposite way of going a bit like old school style, where you're finally able to get circulating supply right away, and you don't need to bookmark your calendar date to see when the next VC is going to dump.
That's we could talk a lot more about this. It is, at the end of the day, we're not going with the consensus here. The community actually voted on this, so obviously we give guidance, but we run a vote, and a big part of the community, I think about 80%, voted for having this decentralized type of launch. So community is obviously with us and follows, is happy with this choice. Now we'll see how this plays out. But one thing that is for sure is we're not going to have this huge inflation after the token launch, which is dragging a lot of altcoins down. And also from an investor point of view, you're not really sure these days, should you buy this token or not? Because you know that you'll have tons of people that bought the token much cheaper than the current price that will sell on you.
And have that data.
Yeah.
And not to use it. No, don't forget about that one. That's very important. Yeah, I think this is beautiful. I think that's why a lot of meme coins as well have in this market perform extremely well, because they don't have those vesting bullshit things that go with these super big investors that eventually dump on yourself, right? But yeah, that's really very humble and community centric approach. Congrats to that.
And as far as what the token does and why you should get interested in this token, first thing first is the payments and essentially controlling the value flow within the ecosystem. So you should really see Xborg as this identity network, but as we said, we have great distribution to the best esports teams in the world, and a lot of value flows within our ecosystem, whether that's via NFTs, subscriptions, battle passes, etc., which are hosted on the different applications that are today live with Team Liquids, NIP, etc. And so today the token is not being released, so we haven't implemented this. But at a medium enough time horizon, XBG will be that token, or you can buy the NFTs of the different avatars that are on the apps. access the battle passes, access premium content, and that's something that I believe will be the main value driver of the ecosystem. Because as we said earlier, the ecosystems that we're working with are much larger than the whole space overall. So what that means is if they all focus on your currency and your token as a medium of value, that obviously will be an amazing demand driver for the ecosystem. The other thing is accessing premium content on the ecosystem. So Launchpad is one, or if you want to have access to the next generation of Web3 games, then you need to possess XBG in order to access those deals. So it's really that thing where if you want to be early and if you want to have a larger allocation, you need to grab this token. And obviously in today's market, because most things are looking down, people are not very risk on, but the launch pads back in late 2021 did tremendously well, and Xborg has one of the best deal flows in Web3 gaming, and that we're very excited about. Governance is something that most projects overlook, or they tend to mention governance as a utility for no reasons. Us, what we do is we really enforce governance. So each big step of the process of Xborg and through our journey, people actually vote on all of those important steps. And so you just have to look historically at what we've done. So for example, the community voted on the pre-sale, on whether or not we should hold that pre-sale, or we've raised about 5 million. Then the community also voted on how we should launch the token. Most recently, the community voted on how we allocate the community rewards for some sort of staking program, which is a way in which you earn via contributing to the ecosystem. So these are things that make the XBG token unique. And obviously, XBG is a proxy via which you sort of bet on the growth of our ecosystem. So if you believe that Web3 gaming is here to stay, and it definitely is, then you believe in the upside potential of that industry, and you want to bet on the key players of that industry. And Xborg today, in the identity sector and esports sector, has been the strongest growing network that is with pretty strong fundamentals. I mean, how many protocols actually generate revenues, have double-digit growth every month, that onboard the world's biggest esports teams? There are not many, so XBG is one. Obviously, that's not financial advice, but we're very excited about it.
I always love the fact that you guys always think about having multiple utilities and again having a very strong community type of mindset, which at the end is the best thing, because people feel that they're part of something greater than themselves, and with the community you feel even more empowered than just by being by yourself and playing your video game that is controlled by an entity you don't really understand or not part of. So I really love that fact. Maybe to finish this great interview, do you want to talk about next Monday, what's going to happen, the drops is going to happen, and all that?
Yep. So in the afternoon of Monday, we released the token. It is going to be live and trading on Jupiter, on Solana, and Uniswap on the Arbitrum network. It's also going to be plugged in on the SwissBorg app. Obviously, that's the way in which we launched the token on-chain first, but obviously, if the community agrees, and we come back to governance here, we will eventually launch on centralized exchanges after the launch on-chain. And the community will have to agree on this, to the terms and what that means, getting market makers, etc. But to come back to the original points, the token is going to be live for trading. Investors will be able to claim their tokens on the page xbg.xborg.com/claim. They will also be able to pledge their tokens. So what that means is pledging tokens within the ecosystem to eventually earn more. That's similar to a sort of staking program. So if you believe in Xborg in the medium and long term, that's something you can opt in. And that's what's going down Monday. So very excited for it.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's a birthday. It's a huge landmark for Xborg. It's definitely going to be one that'll be in the books for a long time. I strongly believe again that Xborg is one of a kind. The amazing performance that you guys already achieved in a bear market, which is not the case today, right? It's been only you guys have witnessed only let's say 8 months of, let's say, good markets. With the upcoming or the current bull market, and how gaming thematic will be one of the narrative. It's going to happen. You always chase noise and then you go to fundamentals. And if people don't believe that, look at anything. Look at
Yeah.
stocks. Look at anything in the world. You want to go for something flashy and you start buying something cheap. Well, eventually that thing breaks in your hands, and then you
Yeah.
eventually got to get something great that
Yeah.
will last for long run. And that's relationships in life, and that's the same with tokens. So this is for me a very strong, mid long term play for the Borgers, Xborgers. I think that a lot of people are very excited about this. The way how you launched this with the community is unparalleled. It's something that very few people will have the balls to do, and I think so. This is as well something that people should echo it and should be proud of it. Maybe last words for you, Louis.
Yeah. A lot of people get fixated on the launch and launch, and that's for them, like TG being token generation events, the day you launch a token. But really, we have years ahead of us. A token has years ahead, and what that means is it's a journey. I think people looking to quickly flip something or judge an asset by day one performance is I would say is misguided, and I think people should look at the growth of the protocol and the fundamentals, and then thinking do they believe in XBG capturing the upside of the ecosystem. And then for us, the launch is not, I mean, it's almost just like noise. We want to do this and we'll do it greatly, but we focus on a core mission, which is to build the identity of players, to hyperscale Web3, and to incorporate that value into XBG. And we believe that by being laser focused on that, XBG will be monumental and will be one of the leaders in the whole Web3 gaming space.
You already have my vote, and I'm convinced 100% that Louis and your team are the right people to serve this mission. I think a lot of people listening to this call will be as well very, very excited about it. I 100% recommend people to take part in this TG, to look what's going to be happening, and again, make the history that will pay off, of course, on the mid and long run too. So thank you so much, Louis, for your time. And
let's go.
So guys, make your choice, but Xborg is definitely a strong, fundamentally driven company that loves its community, that's changing the way of gaming, bringing back the value of Web3 into its community, its hands, with governance and all that. And all of that is beautifully done with, working with great games in Web3, working great with Web2 best entities in the world, the greatest of all time, which is really, 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 really amazing. And next Monday, it's happening, the TGE. Couldn't be more excited. Another token will happen is called Zilliqa. It's going to be really cool. We're going to have a nice partner up. We finally listed. We love these guys. They've been really, really supportive to SwissBorg. We're going to have a new airdrop thing as well. And the reason we're listing it is that Zilliqa is launching as 2.0. And this has been a blockchain since the second cycle, right? Zilliqa is a really old school one, but they have the real game to bring Zilliqa to this new way. And we'll be having an interview with Max himself, the founder. So couldn't be more excited about that. Alpha, it's all about privacy, and I'm very excited to have privacy. Within that, the tokens structure is gonna be really nice. I think so 25% will be released during the TGE, and the rest will be essentially locked for 40 months. The good thing about privacy is that, as you guys understood, it's a really good encryption way to an application that can be plugged into a lot of different other dApps that can really show the proof of humanity. So it's really good way to do this. The vault will happen not on the 14th of August. It will happen on the 14th of August, actually tomorrow, which is really, really exciting. And watch the video with Alex, the founder, and the beautiful other Miles Dutchers and other interviewees in this video. Battle Royale. This is the finals, guys. The finals is Ponke versus Flocky. This is crazy how Ponke, you know, the underdog, this time to say the underdog has been able to finally beat the beautiful cats, right? Now Mew has been able to even beat Shiba, right? And now you have Flocky on the other side. And Flocky has been able to win, essentially. Sorry for that. Yes, it was Pepe, and then it went actually even Bonk, which is crazy. So you see that army that's behind it. And now it's going to be the Flocky. So the Viking Shiba versus Ponke, the new Degen Solana monkey. And I have obviously want to see this battle happen. I want it to be as mean as possible. I want it to be as fun as possible, as meme as possible. What's my side? Definitely Ponke. And I want this Dream Helmets to win this battle and finally get listed on SwissBorg app. If you want to be part of our beautiful events, here are different events. We'll have one in very soon in Valais. We'll have one in Lausanne for women only. And we'll have one in Singapore very true. And we're going to have different beers at the office very soon too. SwissBorg and some data. Here you could see that things are pumping, right? We're seeing 200 plus people there. We're seeing as well that we have 200 plus people in the app. We have SwissBorg's Borg tokens. The price a bit pumped as well, 8%, which is good. Overall, August is starting much stronger than July. So, you know, there was obviously a lot of volatility that happened. So much more volume than we had the previous week. More active users, which is good, and much more net inflows too. So this is really cool to see that things are getting back to where we need. Give us the community index, cast your score. Yes, it is a great one. It's a very, very nice one. 7.2, we haven't done that for a long time. Very excited that everything is green. Borgers, this is a very important time for Xborg, one of our beautiful brother-sister company. We strongly believe that they took the stance of, you know, saying, no, we don't want VCs, we want market making. We want to deliver the best way that our community gets to trade this freely through DEXs and through SwissBorg. So this is really a beautiful manifest that it really embraces what is decentralization, what crypto is, and how their vision is building this strong protocol that is already enabling people to invest into Launchpad, bringing your identity, bringing Web 2 to Web 3, and finally making Web 3 gaming a real thing, which is very, very important. So very excited about that. Privasea obviously is a very nice as well deal that's happening tomorrow. And last but not least, the battle royale of the finals, Ponke versus our wonderful Shiba, not Shiba, but Flocky, sorry. Let's see who wins the most. As always, be healthy, be wealthy, love our boring equity. Take care, guys. Bye.
Thank you for watching our weekly Pow Wow episode. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to leave a like. And if you didn't, tune in next week anyway, so that you can figure out if it's better then. Bye!